Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
Here we go. 180. Ready, shot.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. You look at this Steeler defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass. Toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the #1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
On second down, Burrow. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
On third down, Burrow. That was short one to Gesicki. And he's going to be touchdown short of a first. And it's fourth down coming up.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on third down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And this returnable for Harris. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a first-round pick back in April's draft.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. The numbers for Gibbs from last week. 18 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown.
And he has 12 touchdowns on the ground this season, so you know he's a big part of their offense. They count on him, not only to score the touchdowns, but now they can play action, fake it to him, throw it out to the wide receivers, get it to other players who can also produce.
From the shotgun, Griffin. A short one there to Freiermuth. And Freiermuth going to have a Steelers first down as he'll get this up to the 39.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now, this defense for the Bengals, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Griffin. Into space at the 45. And all the way up to the 46. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now Griffin. That is caught. And he's got this down to the 35. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. You talk about this Bengals defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL, but it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And I think the ball's out. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. From the 21, here's 2nd and 6. And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Steelers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3 and out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. Hands it off out of the gun. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
And they'll accept that penalty.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
This is 2nd and 8.
Now Griffin.
That's going to be caught by Pickens.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Harris running straight ahead. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Called fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They go play action. Griffin. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Close there. He caught it, just wasn't able to stay in bounds.
And that's where the sideline, it was used as a 12th defender. You know, 11's legal. This one is an imaginary one that my college coach used to call Sammy Sideline. Sammy Sideline can protect you at times, and in this case, that's exactly what he did for the defenders.
Completes this one to Pickens.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a 1st down. A give to Ware. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Bengals 39-yard line.
Out of the gun, Griffin. Got his man, it's Williams. Touchdown!
Jamison Williams
with a milestone, career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list.
And the Steelers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
They will throw on first down with Burrow.
That one taken in by T. Higgins.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Got a man open. It's Chase.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase
with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others.
And the Bengals have got it back to within a score. His great season throwing the ball continues. That last touchdown pass, number 40 for him on the year. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And able to get this out to the 25. George Pickens and the Steelers headed back out for another series.
He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Griffin.
Pickens pulls it in. What a play.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in this first half alone, as he's got a first down on that last catch.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his one-on-two matchup.
They hand this off to Harris. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
Here's Griffin. And this is incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's Griffin.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
Really? Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a first down.
I was going to say on 3rd down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just kind of shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run it here. Where? So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. Now it's Griffin.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down.
A gain of 15 brings up 2nd down at the 21-yard line.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Harris. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
One thing I do know that offensive linemen like, they like a guy who's carrying the ball that will take what is blocked. Not try and create a big play and maybe take a loss, not try and go where the blocking isn't. But if it's just all that's there and you just put your head and your shoulders down and get that, you get the respect of the big guys up front.
Running on first down with Ware. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
The 16-yard line.
Second down and 8. Gibbs straight ahead.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
They'll run now with Ware. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. This Bengal defense, they passed the first 2 tests. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Griffin. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Jamison Williams
With his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Steelers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Joe Burrow and the Bengals set to go back on offense.
5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Here we go.
2nd and 10.
Burrow will throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Burrow.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
And that's a good job there of knuckling down as an offense. You're trying to avoid 3 and out at all costs. And after 2 straight incompletions, this one's on target, and they're able to keep the chains moving.
Here we go. Big 13. Big 13.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 4.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you...
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to... So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Play action. It's Burrow. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up fourth down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Off the play fake. Here's Griffin.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here's Griffin to throw.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Throwing now, Griffin on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Oh, he's brought down. Remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and it's the Ravens out in front as that game moves towards halftime. Zay Flowers, a touchdown reception. From there, we head to the Big Apple, more specifically to MetLife Stadium in Jersey to check on the Giants. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. It's Caleb Williams with a good day throwing it. 3 touchdown passes there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2... start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Griffin. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot.
And with that last reception, we have just witnessed an NFL record. He's gone over 1,964 yards receiving now on the year as he moves past 2012 Calvin Johnson for the most in one season in NFL history. You think about it, for a league that's been around for over 100 years, that is no small feat. So congratulations to him. Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Right side here with Ware. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Anytime you hear the term an explosive run, most teams I know define that as any run over 10 yards, and they got that and more. How about a lot of credit for the big guys up front? That offensive line firing out, creating plenty of space, and a big run ensued.
Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On the run, it's Ware. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Operating from the gun. Griffin flushed out right. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And this one is right through. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Here's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's going to have a Bengals first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Burrow looking to pass. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Throwing again, it's Burrow. He's into space past the 25. And he's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a first down.
Quick hitter here. It's complete.
3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal, pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th.
And on 2nd and goal, they decide to throw it again, and this result is even worse. They take a sack. On 1st down, it was simply an incomplete pass. Not a good first 2 plays, beginning with 1st and goal.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Griffin.
Pickens on the slant.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
We'll take this to the 46. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6.
From the gun, it's Griffin. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. And that's good for a gain of 6. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. On 1st and 10, it's Griffin. He's got room at the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
It's a nice completion and a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Griffin. And a completion to Wilson. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body line.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Point after try forthcoming. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So that one a long 11-play drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Throw left side complete to Chase. And able to get this one across the 45 before
before he's brought down.
The LSU connection, Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
First down. Here's Burrow.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Back to throw again.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Quick slant caught by Chase.
Hook up of 15 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing now for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it.
Touchdown, Bengals! A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a Bengals score.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
And what a tough spot for this defense, because they know it's coming. but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
They'll run straight ahead with Ware.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
CD, fourth quarter, you're still above 3 minutes remaining, but right now running the football is a pretty good idea to work that clock, right?
It certainly is, because your team is strong right now, and you can feel the defense fading a little bit. Their goal, continue to run it this effectively, call victory formation as the clock winds down, and end the ball game and move on to the next opponent.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Now Griffin. He finds Pickens over the middle. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 30. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the handoff, it's Ware. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Now Griffin. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Jamison Williams.
32 yards.
And the Steelers have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense returns to the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it, just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
Higgins, what a catch.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call, and you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
That is caught, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Burrow on first down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Here we go.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now Burrow.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, can.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Steelers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Just all around a solid performance, and now they've got the 3-score lead here, Charles. So final seconds of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, in this one, they've been in control, haven't they? They've earned this victory. No question who the better team was out there in this game. And frankly, the score could have been a lot worse than it was. Give them a lot of credit for how they played in this one.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. On the ground, this is where. And just not a whole lot here to be had on the ground. Maybe a yard. 2nd down. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. In a division game, it's usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for the Steelers,
they improved to 14-2 with still 1 game left to be played in this regular season.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everybody.